So I was just thinking about the importance of sort of managing your emotions and sort of thinking about it as like it's kind of like a resource that you possess, a sort of emotional resource that you have. And we often think of it as like this is some sort of painful thing that that we need to manage in the sense that it's a bad thing. But the way that I think about it is that it's almost like a tool, right? The emotions that you feel are a tool, that there's something going on as an indication that, you know, um, that sometimes it's okay to have those emotions, or it's an indication that something has gone on in your life. Whether it is sort of the negative emotions that you have, that's often what I'm thinking about. But there's positive emotions that you might experience, like elation and all that kind of stuff. Um, but I'm thinking about the negative emotions and sort of managing that process and thinking about like, wait a minute, I can manage this, and not in the sense of managing as like suppressing it, but realizing that it's a signal of something else that's going on, and learning how to process it and deal with it. Right? We all have these negative emotions. It doesn't mean that they're bad or you shouldn't experience them, or you're somehow flawed. It means that you're just a human being going through some sort of struggle and some sort of um, just environment, and sort of processing what is going on. I almost always feel emotionally drained after I speak in front of people, or do something that requires. I naturally I have a lot of social anxiety, and I naturally don't like a big group. It's not something I do. So when I'm in front of a big group, whereas I could do it, I do feel emotionally drained after it. And another sort of emotionally draining moment um, is when I feel inferior in some sort of way. I guess that maybe everybody feels like that. Um, and it's very emotionally draining, right? When you're sort of processing that, you're thinking like, how come I am not, how come I can't do that, right? And in dealing with that, and I'm not sure if that was just like me being the youngest in my family. I was the youngest of many kids, and it's something that I've always had to sort of deal with. And I'm not sure if that's a feeling that everybody has, um, but I have to learn to use that as a signal of, A, I need to go do something else, right? Get my mind off of it. Not necessarily manage it, but just get my mind off of it. And then B, um, you know, what can I do with that emotion? What does that actually mean? How do I handle that? Because not every day is going to be perfect, right? And not every day is going to go smoothly. I often try to I often try to think about other people and other people's emotion, but that doesn't that's few and far between in terms of how other people sort of think about that. Um, and so you have to sort of process that and think about it, and like, how do I manage this? What do I do? And what does this, what is this sort of an indication of? And I think if we use this as a kind of as superpower, right? And I don't think everybody sort of feels the same way that I feel. Like the feeling of emotions that I feel, the sort of intensity of it. Um, how can I use this as a superpower in terms of processing the world? in leveraging the world. Um, to be honest, I used to think I had it in a much better control, but I know getting exercise when I have that sort of emotional, like drained feeling that I can't sort of process the world is important for me. Um, but then the other thing is, another thing is to um, not interact as much, right? And I think that helps me do a lot, like not um, just stick my hand in the soil and be more of stick to myself, and that helps me a tremendous amount. And just keep taking a step forward, and I think that's an important thing to process is you know using that sort of emotional part to realize you got to stop and go do something, but then to take your to go get exercise or get out, but then realize that you just get back up and you go it again, and you just keep doing that. That's it. I think I wish I knew what the answers were with all of this, but I know that you can manage and not manage the emotions, but use it as a superpower. Um, and figuring out what is it sort of telling you, I think, is an important part. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.